Hey y'all, we are back for another episode of our Boston Red Sox series on Out of the Park Baseball 21. It is Thursday, May 11th, 2023. You probably saw that I did not upload yesterday. I broke the streak of every other day. Just kind of wanted to have a chill day. The draft, the NFL draft for any football fans out there was yesterday, and I was very excited about that. So I was just kind of watching all the coverage, reading a bunch of stuff yesterday, and that's why I chose not to upload, just a little day off. But we're back. I'm excited for the rest of the draft tonight and tomorrow. If you are a football fan, I hope your team picked a player that you like. If they didn't, then I'm sorry. I'm an Eagles fan, for those that don't know, and I'm very happy with the guy that they picked, Jalen Rieger, the wide receiver out of TCU. I'm excited about him, and I am really hoping that he fits well. I think he will fit well in Doug's scheme. So I cannot wait for the football season to start. Hopefully it starts on time. We don't really know. There's just so many variables, but be hopeful. I suppose that's all we can do at this point. But let's talk about Out of the Park Baseball 21. Before I go any further, I did want to say that I think I'm going to start uploading videos of different games on the channel. It would not affect Out of the Park Baseball 21. Those videos would still be on the channel. But I figured I just kind of want to diversify a little bit and maybe throw up some different stuff and see how it gets, see what the reception is, see if you guys like it. So be on the lookout for that. But anyway, Out of the Park Baseball 21. It's Thursday, May 11th, 2023. Red Sox 16-21 were 8 out in the AL East, which is a little better than last year. Tampa Bay already at 24-13, and we're 6 out in the wild card race. The offense has been pretty solid for the most part. This is actually kind of the first time we've had the entire team healthy. Mookie got injured in spring training, so he missed the first few weeks of the season. And since he's come back, he has been red hot. He is hitting .374, 7 home runs, 19 RBI. 5 of our hitters actually have an OPS at 840 or above. Kirilloff has been very, very good for us. You can see his triple slash there, 380 OBP of 546 slugging. Talked about Betts. Devers is having the kind of season that we've expected. Last year was kind of an off year for him, but he has really come out firing this year. A 601 slugging percentage. Seth Beer has been good too. The batting average isn't very good, but he's getting on base at a 333 clip, and he's slugging at 508, and he is second on the team right now in home runs. Jordan Adams just came back from an injury. He had missed pretty much the entire season, so you can see that he only has 34 at-bats. And I'm pretty confident that he will be okay. Buddy Kennedy, you can see that his OPS is only at 733, but he has been a positive value player. I'm hoping that that can kind of continue. Nick Gonzalez started off very, very hot. He's kind of regressed a little bit over recent weeks, so I moved him down the lineup just now before I started recording the video. I've also changed his position to shortstop and made Shoemake a second baseman. One of you brought up the concern that Shoemake might not be very good at short, and that proved to be true. I wanted to take the risk. I thought that it would, have a chance of working out. Unfortunately, it did not. His zone rating is, I think, -4, which is to be expected. It's something that I definitely considered a possibility. You take a look at the range. I think that's what the commenter brought up. It's not very good for a shortstop, or I should say, especially for a shortstop. So I moved him back to second base. I'm hoping Gonzalez, with his better range, I think his is 55. I'm hoping that maybe he can do a little better. If not, then we might have to explore a trade just for a defensive shortstop, kind of like a Jose Iglesias. That might be a guy that we go after. I know he's on the trading block. I know Galvis is back on the trading block, so maybe we might explore a trade for a couple of those guys. Caratini's been good. In fact, our catching platoon has actually been pretty solid. Not a platoon, but our duo. You can see Caratini has an OPS of 852. Connor Wong, though, nothing bad. 726, which is a lot better than I expected out of him. You can see that they've both been pretty solid. Caratini's been a positive value player, 0.5 WAR. The same goes for Connor Wong. So they combined for 1 WAR behind the plate, which I can't be too upset about after the catching issues that we had last year with Christian Vasquez just being a negative black hole. It's kind of nice to see some positive value come from the catching spot. Pitching-wise, we have not done very well, and I think in part that is because of our defense. I think it's really hurting Mata more than anybody. He's been very up and down, although you can see that he just came off a very good start against Tampa Bay where he threw 7 1/3 shutout innings. But he's been very up and down. Baez has been up and down. The entire staff really has been up and down for the most part. You can see Baez, good start here, and then, some bad starts. He hasn't really lasted very long, as I'd like him to. Jacob Nick started off the season very, very bad. Now, since he's been just up and down, you can see he has a good start against Detroit, a good start against Minnesota, quality start against the Angels, and then his bad start here against Minnesota. Forrest Whitley, we just called up to make his major league debut, and in his first start, it was not very good. Against Detroit, he went 4 2/3 innings, allowed 5 runs, 2 home runs. So hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. Bukauskas, surprisingly, has actually been our best pitcher. He has been a little more consistent, although he had these bad starts against Tampa Bay and Minnesota. But he's actually been our best pitcher so far at 3.63 FIP, 40 strikeouts to 14 walks. You might be wondering where Alek Manoah is. He did not get injured, but we just had to send him down. I wanted to send Mata down because he was very, very, very bad at one point. But he does not have any minor league options left, so we sent down Manoah to kind of work on things. He was not much better. 6.59 ERA, a 6.20 FIP. So he has made 1 start in AAA so far, and it seems like he went 7 innings. It was a quality start, 3 runs, 6 strikeouts, no walks. You can see he has struck out 22 and walked 14 when he was up in the big league. So I'm hoping a little stint down in AAA kind of kickstarts him, gives him a little motivation to do a little better. If our starting pitching doesn't improve, we do have Slater O'Brien down here in AAA that will probably see the major leagues this year at some point. You can see he's made 5 starts, and he's been pretty solid all throughout. He had a tough start against Buffalo here on the 14th, but other than that, he's been okay. 3.41 ERA, a 2.11 FIP, 31 strikeouts to 8 walks. He has really developed better than I could have expected taking him. I know he was a first-round pick, but I really didn't expect this. Politi is down on the minor leagues for depth in case we need him. I just did not really have a spot for him in the big leagues, and that is about that. We have a pitcher down here in Portland who has some good ratings. He's just struggling a little bit, so that's another guy that we could maybe see come up. You remember, he was the guy that we got in the trade with the Mariners last season, close to the deadline. The pitcher that we signed, one of the pitchers that we signed in the offseason, Soichun Yap, he's another guy that started off really, really badly, but he's since kind of calmed down a little bit. You see, he's made 24 appearances, pitched 23 innings. The ERA isn't great, but the 2.31 FIP is encouraging. 40 strikeouts to 11 walks. I think that he will be fine as time goes on. We called up Joel Peguero to fill a spot in the bullpen, and you can see he's been pretty good so far. The FIP of 3.39 indicates that perhaps he's gotten a little lucky. 9 strikeouts to 7 walks isn't good, but he does have a 1.74 ERA, so he's making it work for now. And I think that's about it. Joe Kelly started. You talk about pitchers that started really badly. This guy had an ERA over 12 for a while, and now he's kind of getting a little better. You can see that he's kind of settled into his role. We did trade Deplantier. I did find a trade that kind of made sense. I could have traded him for Nolan Arenado, believe it or not, but we traded him for this minor league depth guy. I think that he could probably come up if we need him. Justin Anderson, you can see in 7 appearances so far for Pawtucket, he's done pretty well. So this is a guy that if we have any injuries to our relief corps, this is a guy that we can definitely call up if we need to. But 16 and 21, we're less than a month out from the draft. We take a look here. So we went 10 and 16 in April, and we've done a little better in May. But we just have not been good defensively. I think that's really the bad thing right now. Offensively, I think we're fine. You can see that we're 3rd in batting average, 2nd in OBP, 4th in OPS. We're 7th in WAR, but we're 4th in WOBA. We're 4th in runs scored. We're 4th in hits. Power is not really there. We're 12th, but I think it'll come as we enter what Charlie Manuel used to call hitting season. We're kind of getting to that point in the year. The pitching just hasn't been very good, though, and I really think it's because of our defense. We have the worst zone rating in the American League, which isn't surprising. I'm not surprised about that. A lot of our infielders especially are not super great defensively. So that was me taking a risk that hopefully the offense could kind of outweigh the negative value that they would provide defensively. And it really just hasn't worked out, unfortunately. I think that we might have to re-examine what we've done and maybe try to make the defense all around really a little better. I mean, I think I don't really know how the outfield has been. So Kirilov's negative 0.5 zone rating. I mean, that's not too bad. Jordan Adams just came back, as I said, and he has posted a positive zone rating, it would seem. So I'm sure that he will be fine in the outfield. And then our other outfielder, where is he? Mookie, right? So Mookie, he has been a negative defensive player. It seems like, he's been very bad defensively. Although that was center field, though. I had to have him play center field for a little bit just because I didn't really have any other options. But now he is back in, in right field? Left field. Now he's back in left field. So I think that he will be A-okay. About as good as, it's not like we can get rid of him. He does have the opt-out after this year. But in any case, we are, as I said, about less than a month out from the draft. You can see that we actually went on a nice little run here before I started this. We won 5 straight games, and then we lost 3 out of our next 4. Take a look at what happened in April. So we lost the first game of the season to the Blue Jays, and then we go into April. So we lost 2 or 3 to the Blue Jays, lost 2 or 3 to the Yankees. We basically got swept by the Brewers. One of the games got rained out, and for some reason it got rescheduled here. So we basically got swept by the Brewers. Then we finally got our first series win of the year against the Blue Jays when we won 3 out of 4. And then we ended up losing 2 of 3 to the Cubs. We split with the Cardinals. We got swept by the Twins. We lost 2 of 3 to the Angels. And then we got another series win against the Rays. So a slow start, but it seems like we're kind of picking it up, although this is kind of what we did last year. We kind of picked it up at the end of April. We won some games at the start of May, and then we kind of just fell apart as we headed into June and July. So hopefully we can do a little better this time around. I kind of hope that we kind of need to. We'll take a look at what our owner thinks, and our owner is undecided. He wanted us to play 500 baseball, so we're kind of close to accomplishing that goal, but we really don't want to upset him too much because, as I've said a lot, he is demanding, and we only have a 2-year contract this year and next year to kind of prove that we deserve a 3rd contract extension. So we kind of really need to get things together. But taking a look at the schedule, we have 3 games coming up against the Angels, 3 games against the White Sox, 3 games against the Orioles, 3 against the Royals, a 4-game set at Tampa Bay, 3 against the Tigers, and that breaks us into June when we have it's a 4-game set against the Tigers. Comes in June, and then we have 3 more games against the Rays, and I'm sure that's when the first-year player draft is. Yep, the 4th. So we have it's not the easiest schedule in the world, but we will see. We'll take a look at the full standings here in Major League Baseball just to see how things are going. So the Rays are leading our division. Cleveland's 25-12. They are leading the AL Central. Minnesota is 4 games back, and the rest of the teams are under 500. Detroit has been very, very bad at 9-27. You can take a look at the AL West. It's been tight so far. Houston is a half a game up on the Angels and the Mariners. Oakland's only 4.5 out. Texas is only 4.5 out. And the Angels and the Mariners are currently in the AL wildcard spots. Meanwhile, in the NL, the Braves and the Phillies are tied for first. The Mets are only 1 game back. The Marlins are 2 games back. In the Central, the Brewers have really gotten it going. They are first in the NL Central. The Cardinals are 3 games behind. And the Dodgers, no surprise, are in first in the NL West. The Diamondbacks 2.5 behind, and that is the rest. And you can take a look. It actually might be good to take a look and see how Xander is doing for them. And he's doing good so far at 805 OPS. Seems like he's definitely regressed a little bit, though, which isn't too surprising. He is 30 years old. He still has 3 years left after this season on that contract. He had a pretty off year last year, 719 OPS. He was only a 2.2 win player. So I don't know. I don't know really who won that trade. We don't have Josh Hader anymore, so I suppose it can't be us. But all right, I will simulate up ahead here. I guess we can get to the draft, and hopefully the team is doing a little better. Fingers crossed. Okay, it is the first-year player draft, and things have gone from bad to worse. We are 22-37. If you take a look at how we ended May, so we were here at the 11th, and we lost a lot. So let's see. So from May 12th to June, we are at June 4th, but the last game was the 3rd. We won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We won 6 games, and we lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we just went 6-16 in that 22-game stretch, including a very bad series against Detroit. We lost 11-6. We lost 22-4. We lost 4-0, and we lost 5-2. And now it seems like we're going to get swept by the Tampa Bay Rays. So I made a trade. I looked at the trading block. We traded a 23-year-old minor league starting pitcher, Griffin Brown, to the Orioles for Jose Iglesias, who's only on a 1-year contract. It seems like defensively we have just been very, very, very bad, and I have to imagine that's part of the reason why we are underperforming as much as we are. So I traded for Iglesias, so I'm hoping that he can kind of provide some stability in the infield. I might also look for a trade at first base because Buddy Kennedy has really come crashing down. I might send him down to AAA if I could find a trade. I didn't really look at first baseman on the trading block, but take a look here. Colorado's trying to trade Benintendi already. That's always a good sign. I mean, Mancini is a possibility, but I mean, it's not. I guess I could have tried to get Mancini in that deal, though. He's on that contract. $11 million for Trey Mancini. I don't know if I'd want to pay that, although he's been a good player this year. I don't know what exactly they would want for Trey Mancini. I like Mancini a lot in real life. Oh, wow. I would not have taken a lot at all to get him. I don't know. Is he better in the infield? No, he is very bad in the infield, so that is not going to be what we do. If I'm going to get somebody, I'd also like them to be a little good defensively, even though it is just first base, and he is very, very bad in the infield. So, trading block. Is there any good hitters? Can Martinez, is he good in the infield? No, he's about the same, maybe a little worse. Yeah, that's not very good. Joey Wendell, he doesn't really play first base. He's only 6'1". He's doing pretty well this year, though, in limited time. I don't know. Well, that's something we're going to have to take a look at because I think defensively that's the reason why we are so bad. Gonzalez is not playing like I thought he would, which is very disappointing. He only has a 670 OPS. Now, maybe I should have seen this coming because last year he only had a 692 OPS in 62 games. He started 61. He had 272 plate appearances. He's right on track for that again this year, which would be very disappointing. I thought he could be kind of a focal part of our lineup. He's only 24 years old. I don't know. We'll take a look at the team chemistry. The team chemistry is good. Forrest Whitley is no longer selfish, which is good. Yeah, I mean, the team chemistry, that's not the issue. I really think the issue is just the defense because the offense has been very good. We're third in runs scored, 308. We are still only 13th in home runs, but we've been running the bases very well. The OPS is 8th. Man, it's upsetting. But let's go to the first-year player draft. Maybe we can raise our hopes. We have the 8th overall pick in the first-year player draft. The Nationals jumped us. They have 2 picks. I guess they got them from free agent, perhaps. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's start the draft, and we will show all the players. And so this Jaden Jones guy seems to be the best guy that's available. I'm sure that he will go number 1. He looks very, very good. Wow. Okay. 195 strikeouts in his high school season. So let's take a look here. We're just going to auto draft. We'll see if Jaden Jones indeed goes first overall, and he does. So we'll see who the Royals choose to pick, and they go with Andy Stefek. So another pitcher, 2 pitchers go off the board to start the draft. Danny Matson, the first batter, to go off the board to the Giants. And now for the White Sox, they go Jonathan Cannon, another pitcher. First of the Nationals' 2 picks here in the top 8. Their first one, they go with the pitcher Christian Little. Miami goes with another pitcher, Hayden Minton. And Washington goes with a center fielder, Drew Jones. And now it is the Red Sox' turn to pick. So I see Tommy Shadle here. He is demanding $7.5 million. He did very well in his high school season against average competition. Let's see here. 164 strikeouts to 12 walks. Not too bad. 19 years old. Shortstop here. Very good defensively. Doesn't seem like he'll ever be any good offensively. He is from Mansfield Town. Oh, cool. He went to Hun. That's cool. I know that's cool. So he had an OPS of 1.198. Extremely hard. He only wants $1 million, which is interesting. So I wonder if I could maybe get him later, because OSA doesn't seem to view him very highly either. Hunter Barco, perhaps. He's from Florida, so he's a college junior. He did all right, about average. 104 strikeouts to 30 walks. That's interesting. Daniel Corona Jr. He has some gap power. I don't know. So he's from Baylor. Oh, he's committed to Baylor. Okay. Oh, no, he's committed to North Carolina. Oh, that's the high school. Whoops. Okay. Guys, I can read. Don't worry. I know how to read. Pat Draghi. I might just go with, because we have a lot of money. So this Tommy Shadle guy is kind of interesting. OSA likes up a lot. He's only 19, but it seems like he could develop. The control scares me, though. The 25 grade control scares me a lot. So I don't know if I want to take that risk. Carson Applegate is kind of, because we had so much trouble defensively. It'd be kind of nice to bring him in. So 19 years old. I don't really know what I want. I don't really want to mess up this pick because I don't plan on picking in the top 10 too much, although it seems like we're kind of on that path. Blaze Groove, the movement's kind of scaring me. The circle change is kind of scaring me. He's committed to Delaware, though. It's always nice to see. Ethan Hoopengarner. Suppose I should have scouted this out a little more before I actually just jumped into the draft. Tony Jacob, it seems like he could be, nope. I was going to say he could probably be a good relief pitcher, but he has no movement on his pitches. All right, I think I found the player that I'm going to go with. It's college arm. It is Colin Zashkowski, or Kashkowski. I don't know if the C or the Z is silent, which one, but you can see that he doesn't really want a high bonus. It actually would be under slot, well under slot. I think he's probably a good option. OSA seems to like him a little more than my head scout, but they both like him. He's a fly ball pitcher, but he has a high work ethic, high adaptability. It seems like he could have 3 good pitches. I don't really need the circle change to develop. The fact that he has 3 pitches as a starter is good enough for me. It seems like the stuff would be pretty solid. The movement is better than any of the other prospects that I've looked at. I'm more confident that it'll actually develop. And the control seems like it'll be pretty good too. You can see it, Michigan this year, so we always seem to go back to Michigan for pitchers every year. He pitched 128 innings, 19 starts. He had a 2.60 ERA, 154 strikeouts to 42 walks. So it seemed like he did pretty well. So we're going to take a chance here, the 8th overall pick on Zashkowski, and we're going to draft him. And auto-draft until the next pick by Boston. We'll see if any of these guys are still here. Now, Corona's still there. Clausen's still there. Those are guys I was looking at. Clausen's still there, too. Shane Harris is also there, so he doesn't really have a lot of movement. Corona's a guy that I might take a look at. Tyler Kehoe. Dylan Lesko's interesting. Yeah. Forms tentative opinions. Neutral, which is good. He has the stamina to probably be a starter. Control will probably be a question mark, but he has the stuff. The pitches could develop. He is a high school senior, 19 years old, so he wants $4.6 million, so he'd probably have to go over slot. But because we went under slot pick 1, yeah, I think we're going to go with that guy. Where is he? Who was it? Was it Lesko? Yeah, it was Lesko. Yeah, I like Lesko a lot here at the 2nd round, so we're going to draft Lesko. Cool. And then next pick by Boston. We'll see who else is there. So Corona is still there. Very good defensively. I think I'm going to take... Oh, he's an impossible sign. That's why he's still there. I mean, if you guys have never played this game, Impossible, I don't know if I've mentioned this in the series yet, but Impossible doesn't mean you can't sign them. It just means you have to give them a lot of money, and I don't think Corona is the guy that I want to give a lot of money to. So Dylan Lena, ooh, he's good defensively. Seems like he could be respectable with the bat. Extremely hard sign. He's a high school senior too. What does OSA think about him? OSA thinks his bat will develop a lot more. Yeah, I think we're going to take a chance on Lena. So we're going to go 2 high schoolers in our first 3 picks, but I think that they seem to be pretty solid players. At least I hope that they can develop to be that way. Now we get a lot of relief pitchers, which I'm not totally against taking if one seems like they could come up pretty soon. So there's Jasiak. There is this Schaller guy who doesn't seem like he'll have any movements, but the pitches seem interesting. Snyder seems like he could be a good middle relief arm. Ground ball pitcher. Seems like it could be a potential starter, actually. If that's, even if the slider doesn't develop anymore, it seems like he could maybe be a good starter. OSA likes him a little more. What does our scout think? Reliable middle relief. That's what I thought. Yeah, we're going to go with Snyder. Where is he? Jake Snyder. He's a college arm. Again, he's from Creighton. Recommended slot, $540,000. Yeah, we're going to draft Jake Snyder here. I think he could be up pretty quickly within a couple of years, 2 or 3, I'd say. Schaller's still there. Griffin Agee. This is a guy, not a lot of movement, high adaptability, low leader. Fly ball pitcher. He went to University of Virginia. We are showing all players. Christian Ansley, ooh, he has gap power, good home run power, solid eye. He's not going to strike out a lot. Contact is not super great. He's not good defensively, which is a little upsetting. Can he play the infield? No, he cannot. So I'm not going to pick him, but that was kind of interesting. Seems like there's a lot of pitchers here that could be kind of interesting. Lut Barnicki could be a pretty good back of the rotation guy, it would seem like. Spot starter, you think? Okay, fair enough. So Bartnicki is an option. Have a couple Bennetts. Cooper Benson, he's a college junior from Arizona State. Struck out 101. He walked 38 against great competition. OSA likes him a little more, it would seem like. Cooper Benson, Cody Benton, Jesse Bergen. He's a fly ball pitcher. Then we have the second baseman, Alex Spinellis, Porter Brown. I think we're going to go with that Cooper guy. Will Childers, Reggie Crawford. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the best thing to do. So first-year player draft pool. Oh, no, continue the draft. Whoops. Yeah, kind of like, what was his name? Oh, we got to go all the way up here. Was it Cooper Benson? I think it was this guy, right? Yeah. I think he's a neutral. Velocity's not great. He's a leader. Good stamina. What round are we in? We're in the, the 5th round? 7th round, 6th round, 5th round. Yeah, there we go. Just reading all the numbers here. Ooh, 1169. Nice. Yeah, we're going to go with Cooper Benson here in the 5th round. And draft. And next pick. And, wow, that Corona guy's still there. I almost tempted to draft him, just make him an offer. Because I would not mind taking a chance on him. He's very, very good defensively. OSA likes his power to develop a little more. I'm going to draft him, just throw him an offer and see if he'll sign. I mean, I don't really know what I would offer him, but I'm going to take a chance. I mean, he's the best player left in the draft, clearly. So I'm not really sure what I'd like to look at now. Jack O'Connor. Seems like he could be interesting. Jorel Ortega. I kind of want to take a look at some batters, maybe. I think let's see here. So we know about Ansley. We know about Pinellas, Dickerson, Cole Hinkleman, but he's going to strike out a lot. Mike Holmes. Cameron James is interesting. Cherishes his privacy. I don't know if that's the kind of guy you want in Boston. Man, he has power. Devin Obi. Hard time bouncing back from tough losses, low work ethic. I don't need that guy in my system. Let's see here. I mean, I know we're kind of trying to find our diamonds in the rough here, but that guy was kind of interesting. No arm. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm kind of like to get, because I don't know. All right, I think we're going to take this Michael Doolin guy, not Joel Almager. Michael Doolin. He's out of Vanderbilt. He's 22 years old. He turns 23 in October. Seems like the stuff and the movement won't ever be super great, but he does have 4 pitches. My scout seems to think that the changeup will be better. The curveball will be better. I don't know. Develops sexual routines on his own. Coaches wish he'd involve his teammates more. So he has high adaptability, high intelligence. He's not a leader. He's not loyal. I don't know. I think at this point in the 7th round, that's probably a good option. So we'll draft him. I see, not Justin Kirby. How about, is Ian Kyle any good? He's a guy that I might look at in the next round if he's still there. I'm kind of hoping he is, and he is. So we're going to just get Ian Kyle here in round number 8. So we're going to draft him. Next pick. And Jake Bennett's still there. He was the guy I was looking at earlier. I think in the 9th round, this is probably a fair pick. He did pretty well at Oklahoma. 3.53 ERA, 105 strikeouts to 52 walks. So the control wasn't there, but we'll see if he can kind of develop it and be maybe a good long relief guy or perhaps a number 5 starter. So where was that guy? Jake Bennett, yeah. 6'5", he's a lefty too. Always good to have those guys in the system. Draft. And now we're going to get to round number 10. And this will probably be the last pick that I show on camera, as is tradition. All right, the last pick I'm going to make on camera is Derek Diamond. He's a pitcher out of Ole Miss. He had a pretty solid year. He's 22 years old as well. So that's going to be the last pick that I show on camera. So I will simulate ahead, and then we will talk again. All right, we are at the All-Star break. We are 41 and 56. It is July 16th. 15 games out in the AL East. That's a lost cause at this point, and we're 13 and a half out of the wild card race. Lot of good teams this year. The Angels are 55 and 41. The Royals are 55 and 43. So they've really turned it around, which is good to see. The Rangers, the Mariners, the Athletics both have 50 wins. The Blue Jays have 48 wins. The Twins have 47. And then it comes down to the Orioles, the Yankees, and the Red Sox. So we are actually one of the worst teams in the American League right now. So if we go take a look at the standings, 41 and 56. We'll take a look at where we stand actually in the entire league, how many teams are worse than us. So the Tigers are worse than us. The White Sox are worse than us. The Rockies are worse than us. That's 3 teams. The Reds are 4. The Pirates are 5. So we are the 6th worst team in baseball this year. Which is, I suppose, what I should have expected when I said I thought this lineup was promising. Bias is a day-to-day injury for 6 days, but that's fine because we're at the All-Star break. Seth Beer got injured, which really hurt. So he will be out for another 3 weeks. His total timeout will be 7 weeks, and then he has to go on a rehab assignment. Jordan Adams just got injured like yesterday, so he'll be out for 5 weeks. So we need to get an outfielder. We have actually gone 18 and 19 since the first-year player draft. If we take a look here, we split with the Cardinals. We lost 2 of 3 to the Rangers, but then we took 2 of 3 from the Royals. We lost 2 of 3 to the Orioles. We swept the White Sox in a 4-game series. Lost 2 of 3 to the Orioles. We lost 2 of 3 to the Blue Jays. We took 2 of 3 from Cleveland, took 2 of 3 from the Blue Jays, got swept by the Mariners, including one game where we lost 20-11. We took 2 out of 3 from the Athletics, and we just lost 2 out of 3 to the Yankees, although our last game against the Yankees was a shutout win, 8-0. So not very good. We are 4th in runs scored, 4th in batting average, 5th in OBP, 5th in OPS. The base running has been good. Just the pitching has been bad. So I guess the preseason predictions were correct. The pitching has been very, very bad. We called up Cade Cavalli and sent down JB Bukauskas, and Cavalli in his first starts. Why is it showing his... That's not what I want. So let's take a look at his pitching stats. You can see that he made 1 start, and he went 4 innings, and he clearly did not do very well, which is unfortunate. Take a look at the game log, actually. He allowed 7 earned runs against the Yankees in 4 innings of work, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 home runs. Not the best way to start off, but what are you going to do? It is what it is. So Bukauskas is now down there. We do have a lot of options down there. We have Hunter Brown, who was the guy that we got in the trade with the Mariners, so he is down there. He might make an appearance with the Red Sox this year. Bukauskas is down there. He might be back up. Manoah is down there. He's been doing better. Manny Ramirez, that guy we got in the trade with Houston, is down there. He's been doing pretty well. So we've built up a lot of starting pitching depth, which is good. I guess it just depends on if it all works out, but the fact that we have that much has been good. We called up Slater O'Brien, and you can see that he started off very, very well. Now he has kind of come back down to earth. He's had 2 rough starts in a row. He only lasted 2 innings against the Mariners, where he let up 6 runs. He lasted 3 1/3 against the Athletics, where he let up 5 runs. So ultimately, he now has a 4.45 ERA. He is a fly ball pitcher, but he started off very, very well. So I'm a little encouraged by him. Nix has come back to where I thought he would be when the season started. He just had a complete game shutout, 9 innings, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks against the Athletics on the 11th. So he is pitching well. Michael Baez has once again been up and down. He had a complete game shutout against Oakland. So, I mean, he is kind of pitching like I thought he would. The 4.07 FIP is encouraging. Mata has really not gotten it together this year. I think Iglesias is probably helping us, but we'll take a look actually at his fielding stats. Yeah, you can see he has a plus 1.3 zone rating in the 34 games he's had with us, so he's definitely been an upgrade defensively, but I think we'll just need more of those kinds of upgrades defensively. Iglesias with us offensively has not been very good, a 621 OPS. As I said, he is only on a 1-year contract, but yeah, I don't think there's any type of trade that we can make that will make this team any better. But if you guys think there is, let me know down in the comments. That'll be it for this video. The international amateur signing period started, but there wasn't really anybody. So I'll take one more look at the trading block. The deadline is obviously in about a couple weeks, and let's take a look. A lot of players now. So Edwin Diaz is on there again. The best batter would seem to be Benintendi, who is granted he's doing well in Colorado, an 871 OPS. It seems like Texas, he did not do very well. So I don't know, maybe it's just because he's playing in Colorado, and that's why it seems like he's doing better. So I guess that trade was not the worst thing in the world that we could have done. But anyway, let's take a look here. That's to say, okay, they got him as a minor league free agent signing. Okay, wow. So I guess it was good that we traded him, but there's not really a lot of hitters on the free agent or on the trading block. We'll take a look here. Brandon Nemo is out there. He has a broken kneecap. I don't think I would really trade for him anyway. I'm pretty fine with the outfield as it is. Let's go back. Let's take a look here. Miguel Sano is interesting, but he's another guy that's not super great defensively. He strikes out a ton. Let's see. This year he only has an OPS of 760, which is not really something I need. Justin Turner, guy that's not very good defensively, and he's not doing very well at the plate this year regardless. 794 OPS. It seems like maybe he got injured at some point, and that's why he was down in AAA, but not really a guy I think I need this year. So if there's any guys that any of you think I should go out, try to get, and maybe it would help us out in the long run, let me know. I don't really think there's one player or even two players that would turn this team around. I think we have the young pitching. We just need it to develop. The bullpen's been up and down, kind of. It seems like it's actually getting worse. Peguera's been good. Alvarado's been all right. Brock has not been good, so I'm glad I only signed him to a one-year contract. The FIP has been good for him, the 4.70 FIP, but everything else has not been very good. Aaron Fletcher has not been good in a stopper role, so I suppose maybe, I guess he's been doing all right. I don't know. Maybe I should take him out of that role. He's probably not very good. Or he's in the setup role, so he's not even in a stopper role. Soy Chun Yap the FIP is still good. The ERA is still not good. Oh my goodness, he has really struggled of late. His ERA has jumped up a full run in 4 games. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, so this team is not going to make the playoffs this year. I think I can say that with all confidence, but we'll take a look at the All-Star rosters before we get going here. So we'll take a look to see if we got any representatives. And we got Rafael Devers. He has 3.7 wins above replacement. He won't be an MVP candidate this year, but he is already at 29 home runs, which is nice to see. And that's probably... Oh, nope, we got Kirilloff and Betts too. Cool. So we got 3 representatives, Devers, Betts, and Kirilloff. Betts is having a solid season, 2.9 wins above replacement, 20 home runs. Kirilloff is probably having the best year of his career so far. Yeah, he's at 4.6 wins. He is currently still in arbitration, but it seems like that trade kind of worked out for us well. So here's the entire AL the AL All-Star roster. If you want to take a look at it, Chris Sale made it. It seems like he's having a very good year for Houston, which is why they wanted to trade for him. He is fragile for injury proneness. I guess that's finally happened, but I don't know. I guess happy for him that he's found a place where he can do well. And now let's go down to the National League, and here are your National League All-Star representatives. Take a look here. Xander Bogaerts did not make it again. Is there anybody else here? Yeah, okay, fair enough. So that's that. That's this episode. I don't really know what I'm going to do at the deadline. It's not really like I can sell. There's not really anything I can sell for the most part. I just have a bunch of young guys that I'm waiting to develop. So maybe I should have expected that this was going to be a building year, a learning year, but still very disappointed. But anyway, thank you for watching this episode. I'll catch you all guys next time.